with your sexuality. It has everything to do with your heart. I can't believe you that tender. I can't believe, oh, and she was, what is the word he uses? Because he's using one of those words. It was vile. Oh, yes. I can't. You, brother, you are in your feelings. I cannot believe that, DL. And that, for the comedians, pay attention, baby. Pay attention. See, when you run your mouth about other people and you don't know who you running up into, and then you get to running into a brick wall, and then you want to play victim and fall out and act like you've been damaged, come on. Like I said, I feel sorry for your family, bro. And I want you black women to hear what this black man is saying. I gave Monique a chance. D.L. Hughley. Go back to it. I can't believe D.L. Hughley. I can't believe he gave me a chance. Well, here will be the question. To do what? What did you give me a chance to do? You weren't the promoter. No monies came from you. Who are you that you would be giving me a chance? The arrogance that you could speak like that I gave her a chance. To do what, DL? And then if you're going to tell it, please don't mislead people trying to pull the wool over the community's eyes. And what I would ask of the community, what I would beg of us, stop being so quick to jump on the bus, whichever way it goes down the street. Be brave enough to listen to what it really is, not your emotions, not what you, listen to the facts of what it is. Go back and listen to what I said. I feel sorry for your family. I feel sorry for your wife. He gave me a chance. Well, here will be the question. To do what?
Okay, so everyone has been talking about Monique and DL Hughley. This has been going on since they did an event in Detroit, Fox Theater. Shout out to the Fox Theater. One, there might have been concerns in regards to the contract. What DL received, he was basically being told that he was headlining and he was allegedly paid the most. And then there was a contract that was sent out to Monique. Now, some of the times had changed, and it's being alleged that the times had changed just prior to her reaching the event to do the event. So here nor there, we see different call sheets, we see different times, a lineup and where they're supposed to practice, we see different things. I'm not certain if all this is supposed to be directed at the person that produced the show and was bringing all the comedians together. Some are saying they're seeking a moment. All these comedians are seeking a moment, speaking out. Some people are saying that. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know. But here nor there, some comedians are extremely upset that they're even showing their contracts online and going back and forth. Some people are saying, here we go again. Here's Monique speaking up on how she feels about how people treat her. Some people are allegedly saying ever since she got with her husband, she's been speaking up and speaking up and speaking up. Here nor there, in regards to the movie. Okay, so she was paid an amount and that was the set amount. But then they actually wanted her to go out and talk about the movie. She had already said, hey, I only got so much in regards to the movie. You're not giving me more money to even travel. So the amount that you gave me is even going to be more reduced as I'm traveling, doing all these things that you are expecting me to do because I have to uplift my family for them to travel with me. But here nor there, anytime, here we go, because it's a second contract problems. There was a problem with Netflix here nor there. She has the ability to say how she feels. This is my biggest thing. If you're not happy with the contract, you have to go back in and negotiate and just walk away. So I hope Monique and DL figures this out. It was said, it was shown allegedly what he had was more of finances that was going his way, and it basically allegedly showed he was headlining. Now, what's being also said, Ricky Smiley, I think, allegedly spoke out, and Ricky was basically saying sometimes they'll do that just to get most people in the seats. And sometimes you won't know who's starting and who's ending. Sometimes. And then the comedians have to allegedly figure out who's going to go up first and who's going to go up last. And who wants to go in the middle. Maybe they just need time to cool off here nor there. Well wishes to Monique and DL. I'm going to play this next clip of DL.
Knows, I know what Charlamagne the God knows, I know what Necklace knows. Saying yes to Monique is an occupational at the venue before, after, or during. I haven't spoken or seen Monique. So if you really thought that you had a legitimate contract dispute, you would have come to me and said, hey, I have this contract and you have this contract. Notice not one thing on that contract, not one person she has on that contract, not one thing happened. Do you know why? Because it wasn't legitimate. And she goes on stage and she proceeds to eviscerate me. Not just me, but Steve Harvey, the sexual, my wife, my dog later on in subsequent conversation. Let me ask you something. What did any of that have to do with an alleged contract dispute? What did Steve Harvey have to do with your contract? What did I have to do with your contract? What did my dog have to do with your contract? What does my wife have to do with your contract? And now I know what Tyler Perry knows. I know what Lee Daniels knows. I know what Oprah knows. I know what Steve Harvey knows. I know what Charlamagne the God knows. I know what Necklace knows. Saying yes to Monique is an occupational at the venue before, after, or during. I haven't spoken or wrote your contract, you and your daddy. You proceeded to say things that were so patently insulting that it was galling. It was galling. You asked in subsequent conversations why I have a dog, a support dog, what kind of person has a support dog. I have that dog because my father died. My children and family decided they would get a dog from where he was from, and I named the dog after my father. I don't have a dog to keep people away from me. I have a dog, so I have my father with me all the time. That is an act of love, which you know very little about. You proceeded to assault my sexuality. You have the temerity to assault someone's sexuality, a man's sexuality, given who you lay next to. None of that had anything to do with alleged contract dispute. You could have taken that up with a lawyer. You would have gotten out. You could have not gone on stage, but you knew you didn't have a valid contract. And you do what you always have done. You tried to weaponize black femininity. You tried to turn that out your contract, you and your daddy. You proceeded to say things that were so patently.
So here nor there, well wishes to DL, well wishes to Monique. This is the same old, same old. We pin each other against each other, and then we go on social media and we talk about each other. Well, maybe both of them have to speak with their attorneys and say this is what it is, or maybe what Ricky Smiley said. Things will be written, and you have to decide as comedians who's going to go first, who's going to go last. But here nor there, a lot of people are sticking up saying it's okay for Monique to speak up, but a lot of people were saying she used some of that time to talk about DL when she should just focus on her jokes and maybe just mention briefly, I have a contract concern. Some people are saying she should have did it that way. No one can tell Monique how she should feel. Nobody can tell DL Hughley how he should feel. So well wishes to them both. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. That way every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. And thank you. Thank you for supporting my channel.